in 5 minutes. Let me make sure.
Hello.
Welcome. Oh, welcome, Queen Lerato. How you doing? Oh, hold on. Oh, unmute yourself. That's fine. Yes, please.
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you. How are you doing? You look
Wonderful.
fabulous.
Wonderful.
God is good.
I can't complain. I'm cool.
God is good.
Wonderful. Awesome. All the time. Oh, yes.
All the time.
Oh yes, please.
It's good.
I don't think she
Thank
got
you.
400 and something. It's too high.
Dr. T, please
Yes.
proceed.
I just wanted to make a comment as to how well our king, Dr. Derek, did this morning.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And I don't know if you heard me, Dr. Derek, but I told him I would not want to come behind you on the same day. Not on the same day. Maybe 2 weeks later, but not on the same day. You did a phenomenal job, and I'm so proud of you. And I think that you're just an awesome, awesome ambassador and a representative of ONPASSIVE. And I just wanted to let you know that. You're on mute. I couldn't hear that wonderful comment you just made.
Oh mercy.
Oh, mercy. That's what I said. Those are my same words. Oh, mercy.
Yeah. Peace, blessings, enough love. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. T. Really appreciate it. It was just the passion that is on my heart.
Yes.
It's for every one of us, just like what you have been saying every Tuesday and Queen Jacqueline every Thursday, the mindset.
Yes.
We have to get, you see, most persons, because they don't have the mind, it's not. We keep saying to you, it is not just the money. If you don't have the right mindset to go with that money, you are going to be following the footsteps of many other people that just waste it away.
Yes.
Because if you don't have the right mindset, that's all is going to happen. You're just going to waste it away. All right? Please.
I concur.
Let us really seriously, I know it's only 2 webinars that really concentrate, well, 3. When Ashmafar is speaking, of course, he always deal with the mindset. When Dream Team is on, mindset. And Deep Dive, mindset. Right? Only these 3 meetings really deal with the mindset.
Thank you.
Because we know it's very important. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. T.
Thank you.
Because it's very, very important.
I gave it to you. You didn't want it.
All right. Honestly speaking, it's of tantamount importante. It's very important, the mindset. And I thank you very much, Dr. T. Thank you very much, Queen Jacqueline Warner. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is for me personally, it's the most important part of the webinar, mindset. And I thank you for coming on board and, delivering week after week, week after week, month after month. I really appreciate it. And I can concur that all the global ambassadors that hear you speak can say definitely it has.
Us as if we were college students for an hour, 7 minutes. On the
I didn't know. I didn't know I did that.
Oh, yes. That was between October and November last year, Dr. Derek.
Yes.
And and I said, if this is what the mindset is going to be, all right, we're ready for it. But it was very educational, and that's how we love you, because of who you are.
Guys too. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm honored to be a part of this team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have to thank Dr. Derek. I've been hanging around him since April last year, and I don't know why, but somehow we're still hanging with each other. He nails it, or I don't nail it, or who does whatever. Dr. Derek, congratulations for this morning. I was so proud of you. I didn't say enough because you know how our people are. You have to watch your words. And I said what I had to. I could not hold my tongue. Usually I don't speak, but today I couldn't hold it back. Thank you all so much. Dr. Benny, if you're ready, we are ready. Dr. Derek, if you're ready, we are ready. I am so sorry. I had to change computers just when we were 15 minutes to the start of the webinar, my computer went dead, so I had to switch to another one.
Certainly. You can proceed, Queen Debbie.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad you're where you are. With how many computers do you have? 3 or 4?
I have just 2.5.
I'm glad because you're able to help us. So we're starting officially now. If you're ready, Dr. Derek, thank you so much for your patience.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to those of us who are here and those who are still signing in. Welcome. We welcome you wholeheartedly to tonight's webinar. The platform is called Globally Changing Lives Deep Dive. And we are here every Tuesday and Thursday, rain or shine. We are here. And today is Thursday, August 17, 2023. We are honored to have you with us, and we're starting the webinar officially with one of our very famous signature tunes, In It to Win It, by a global ambassador in the name of our sister, Lerato Shadare, and Dr. Derek is going to play that for us. And as the music is going on, please, it's just like a regular webinar. Pay attention to the special effects and the nonverbal communication of the song. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Derek.
Oh
ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE, the future of Internet.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Sister Lerato. Yes, we are definitely in it to win it. Did you see all those beautiful images about what Connect and artificial intelligence can do for us? Oh my goodness. Anyway, if you are not someone who is excited about artificial intelligence and information technology, it's difficult to understand, but I am, because I've learned from the best. So I'm definitely excited. So thanks, Dr. Derek. At this stage, we're moving to the next item, which is the mindset. CEO, the one and only Mr. Ash Mufare, promises a physical, which we're anxiously looking forward to. But we as individuals and global ambassadors have to look for the mindset. And for today, it will be provided to us by our one and only JW, Queen Jacqueline Warner. And she's going to talk to us about believing in one's self. Queen JW is a mom of 5 and 8 grandchildren. She is an inspirational speaker. And she has a slogan that is, believe in your dream. And she's also the host of a talk show, just in case you want to know a little bit further about her. And that is streamed live on Facebook for those who are new. So we're going to call on Queen JW. I see her smiling. Queen JW is so honored to hear from you, and she's signing in from St. Martin, right?
No, I'm in South Carolina. I'm with my grand. So I guess I need to change that, but I'm here in South Carolina with my daughter and my 2 grandchildren, and the new baby on its way. So
that's why you don't have an issue with your backdrop. We are so happy to over to you, Queen.
No issue.
Without any further interruption.
Yes, thank you so much, Queen Debbie. It's for that introduction. Thank you for always being the host with the most. And thank you, Dr. Derek, for allowing me to speak on our platform, and Dr. Benny, and Dr. Patience, and Dr. Paul, and all the great ambassadors. Thank you for your listening ear. Thank you for your support. And just thank you for being here, being part of ONPASSIVE. Yes, tonight our topic is about believing in oneself. And it's a good topic. It's a topic that, you know, sometimes we tend to put ourselves on the back. We get so caught up with life, we forget about ourselves. We forget about our dreams. And believing in oneself has a lot to do with our dreams and our goals and life in general, you know, because we can't make it without making great decisions or having the ability to push through the obstacles and the circumstances that comes our way. So believing in ourselves can give us the power to change our lives. And that's why it's so important to believe in ourselves, that, you know, we can do, in a book, good book says, we can do all things in him who strengthens us. So right there, it gives us confirmation already that we can do anything. We don't need anyone to tell us that we can't do it or you're not going to amount to anything. And a lot of times we hear a lot of those negative things from our parents, as parents or friends or teachers. We hear those. I remember when I was in, I I think I was going to night class for my GED. And when I don't know the teacher, and somehow, I don't know what took place, but he just frankly and boldly said out of his mouth that I would not mount out to anything. And I was like, this man doesn't know me. How could he make such a statement? But anyway, I remember leaving the class. And let me tell you, I went home. And it takes determination. It takes that willpower within each and every one of us, because we all have it. You know, it's just to push. And so I went home and I studied my GED book myself. And when it was time to take the test, I said, God, please let me pass this test the first time, because I didn't want to go back the second time. And God was so good. I passed the test the first time. And that alone that's what builds your belief in yourself, things like that. You know, when you conquer something, it gives you the strength, it gives you the determination to push on, because it doesn't happen just like that. You have to do things in order to believe in yourself. Like most of us who went to college and we got our degrees, and some of us got more than one degree, some of us got masters. It was that determination. It was that I want to win. I want to be successful. I want to be somebody. I want to change my family, because some of us don't have family members that graduated. Our parents, you know, they were just working just to provide a roof and food on the table. So they didn't have time to think about education and all that good stuff. They were thinking about survival. So we get the opportunity to think, you know, to make a difference in their lives and make them proud. And that's what believe in yourself. But our parents believe in their children, that their children is going to be better than them. And in the good book also states that, you know, that the children should be better than the parents. So not because our parents didn't get the education or the success they wanted. That wasn't their focus. Their focus was their children. They believe in their children to be successful, to make that change that they couldn't do. So believing in oneself is being positive. Because when you are positive, you're going to bring positive vibes your way. You know what I mean? Negative is not going to be able to step in there, because you are totally positive. No matter when things go wrong, you still got to stay positive, because positivity builds your self-esteem. Like, I don't like anything positive. I don't even like negative. I don't like people even talking negative, because God even said in his word, your tongue is a double-edged sword. So that means you can speak bad and good, and you can self-sabotage your own self by what you think and what you say. So you have to be careful of your thoughts. You know, if you think bad thoughts, then bad things is going to come your way. You don't like your job? Okay, you don't like your job, but what are you going to do about not liking your job? Are you going to look for a better job? Or are you going to think of something that will elevate you? Or are you going to just say, oh, I don't like my job. I'm not going to work today. I'm going to stay home. This is not it for me. That's self-sabotage. That is not building yourself. And your employer doesn't worry about that, because he will just get someone else to replace you. So you have to think positive. What I'm going to do different to make myself happy in my job, or am I going to look for a new job? Or what are the skills that I have that I can do something even different than coming to work every day for my employer and being unhappy? So you got to believe in yourself. You got to build your self-esteem, build yourself up. Some of us don't have someone. I remember I didn't have anyone to push me. Besides your parents saying go to school and get a good education. But when I became an adult and I was a young mom, or a teenage mom, you would say, and I didn't have no job and no means of income whatsoever. And I said, wow, I was taking my kids to school in the morning, but I was left home with nothing to do. And they had a little program in New York, in Bronx River. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go there and ask them if they can help me. So I went there and they said, all you have to do, Miss Warner, is dress like you come into work every day. I didn't have much clothes, but let me tell you, I got up every morning after taking my kids to school. I would go to Bronx River and I would sit there and learn on the Apple computer. It was the first computer I learned on. And then the guy was about to leave and I was like, sir, can you please get me a job before you leave? And yes, he sent me to FDIC and I got the job. I got the job there, and because I pushed myself and because I wanted more. You got to want more. You got to want something so bad that you can taste it. You got to want a better life for your children. You got to want a better life for you. You want to live that abundant life that God talks about. Poverty is not something nice. Poverty is just devastating. It's always struggling. It's always wondering what I'm going to eat today. How am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to pay my rent? Do I have enough to even survive for this month? That don't sound positive whatsoever. So therefore, you can see that poverty is not of God. He wants us to live an abundant life. And so we have to believe in ourselves. We have to set our goals. Goals has to be clear, that you can actually see it. You can visualize it, So when you set clear and small little milestones that you can achieve, like when I went to college, I didn't know if I was going to graduate, but one thing, I wasn't going to fail. That's one thing I knew. I wasn't going to fail. And I will push myself high. And even if I got a little low behind it, I didn't mind because I still was successful. So set your goals. Make sure they're clear, that you can see them. You can almost feel them. You can almost taste them. And when you set a goal and you complete it, it gives you, like I said, it gives you that push to go the extra mile. You can go to your next goal because you feel empowered. You have empowered yourself to go to the next level. And that's why you just got to keep on going. You cannot give up. You cannot stop. Okay? Don't self-sabotage. That is not something good. We destroy ourselves by speaking negative into our own lives. And the universe is wide open. It's just like Aladdin when he rubbed the little genie thing, and the genie came up and it said, your wish is my command, and when we talk about negative things and we let negativity into our life, we're saying your wish, the universe will tell you, your wish is my command. So whatever you put out there is going to come back to you. So you have to stay positive no matter. Self-doubt is no good. Don't self-doubt yourself. If you feel I can't do something, say, yes, I can. When our President Obama became president, he said, yes, we can. He didn't know how he was going to do it. There's a lot of things we don't know how the outcome, but that don't mean you don't try. You don't put the effort in. We have a vehicle here on Passive. Our CEO had a clear vision. It's so clear that he is able to manifest it. So whatever you can think and achieve, you can manifest it. So therefore, his vision was so clear. So he's able to keep on moving in his vision because in his goals, in his dream, because they are clear. And so we have to define and clarify our own dreams within this vehicle on Passive that we have, this amazing company that we're in. And, our CEO talk with so much confidence that he make you feel confident. That's what's so amazing. He is so bold with his confidence that he can make you feel confidence. And if you have any self-doubt, it's supposed to fly away. When he said we're going to be in the best shape ever, you can believe with all your heart that we are going to be in the best shape ever. Because a lot of us already, mindset has changed. A lot of us already setting our projects in place. We're ready. And that's all you got to do. Be ready. Be prepared. A lot of us say, well, what do we need to do? every day on these webinars, especially Deep Dive and Dream Team, they are preparing us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And you can go back after and look at the YouTube channel and still be up to par. So there's no reason for no one to be left behind. And there's no way you can empower yourself with all the information we have been given over and over and over. Sometimes we even repeat it because everybody can't be at the same place at the same time, or some people get caught up in their jobs. But take time out for your business. That's empowering yourself. Sending out your affiliate link. That's empowering yourself. Even if you don't get anyone to respond, it doesn't matter. We are planting seed, and there must be a harvest, because when you plant a seed in the ground, it might not come up next week, it might not come up next month, but it definitely will. And that's why our CEO said you don't have to worry if the person doesn't shop today, next week, next month. They are your customers for life. And let me tell you, if ONPASSIVE is here to uproot the internet, to change the planet, they will come your way eventually. Okay? So believe in yourself. And when you don't believe in yourself, there's things that you can do. You know, you can build your self-esteem. You can build your confidence. And they have ways. I'll do a little research. Find out how you can do it. You know? So don't feel like you're, I don't believe in myself. And no, it's the things that you do that will help build that confidence within you, which help you to believe in yourself even more. So trust in yourself, trust in God, trust in the universe. It will, every day you can give yourself positive affirmation. I am successful. I am blessed. I am highly favored. You know, I am more than a conqueror. And all these things you can tell yourself every morning when you wake up, you know, feeding your inner conscience with positive notes and positive affirmation and just vibes, and everything positive will flow around you. It's almost like a crystal ball, you know? So empower yourself, believe in yourself, build your self-esteem, don't self-sabotage, don't doubt yourself, because all of us have greatness in us, and all of us going to be successful in ONPASSIVE for sure, according to our CEO, Mr. Ashma and the team. So I thank each and every one of you for your listening ear, and let me tell you, enjoy the webinar.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Queen JW. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Wow. That was awesome. And you nailed it. You nailed it, girl. We love you guys. We love you. Yes. Now, you said it all. I'm not believing in oneself and what you went through and where you are now with your children and your grandchildren. That's a blessing, because you believed in yourself, right? If you did not, you wouldn't be there. And if you said one thing, you have to set clear goals. That reminded me of being a teenager. I used to listen to politicians, because those are the only public people that we had in our lives growing up. And they'll always have a 5-year development plan, which meant to me now a 50-year development plan, because it never changes. Huh? And this individual who was saying it to this day, my kids, it's still the same person who is president. So it doesn't matter anymore. And I used to listen and believe in it. So I will set my 5-year development plan. I say, these are my goals. And year 1, I'll do this. Year 2, I'll do that. And that's what I'm hearing from you. It's very touching, because each and every one of us can identify one way or another. Thank you so much, Queen JW.
You're welcome.
You. We love you. Thank you for always sharing with us.
Yes.
At this stage, this is when, if you have any comment or a question for Queen JW, you can raise your hand, and I see that Professor Dr. T. Oh, Global Ambassador Dr. T has her hand up as the first person to comment or share. Over to you, Dr. T. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Queen JW. You know, excellent presentation. And what I really like about your presentation is that you speak from the heart. You know, there's no holds bar with you. You know, you are what I call authentic. And you know how I feel about being authentic. And I know, you know, the struggles you went through with getting your GED. I used to teach that. I used to prepare students, adults, to get their GED, and it's not easy. It is harder. I don't know if you all know this, but it is harder to get a GED than it is to go through high school. If you had known that, maybe you would have stayed in high school, JW. You know, but it's harder. You know, so I commend you for that. You know, but like you said about having a self-esteem, it's not easy when you have all this opposition in your life, and we make poor choices. You know, and we find ourselves facing the consequences of our choices. It's not always easy to come back to a place where we see ourselves as being worthy. You know, and that's one of the reasons why I believe that when people say that we are accepted, when the Word of God says we are accepted in the Beloved, if He's for us, who could be against us? We need to begin to see ourselves the way He sees us, and stop determining our self-worth based on what others say, even sometimes how we may feel. We need to see ourselves, look in the mirror, and see the image, see the reflection of God in our lives. And I believe that when we begin to do that, then we will realize that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And we do have a unique purpose that only we can fulfill, because we all have an assignment. And when we realize that, remember my definition of purpose. Purpose, a divine and deliberate mandate from God that glorifies Him, justifies why are you taking up space on this earth, and it serves mankind. When you remember that, then you're all that in a bag of chips and then some. Queen Jackie.
Thank you so much, Dr. T. You always say it just the way it is. Thank you so much for adding those things to it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. T. Thank you, Queen JW. Over to you, Queen Alberta. Good evening and welcome. Queen Alberta?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, you're
Am I on mute?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Good evening, JW.
Good evening.
That was so great.
Thank you.
That was so great. I mean, it sounds just like me. You know, everything you say, it was always my passion to go higher and to do better. And when I came to this country, I didn't have my high school diploma, and I tried, and I needed 12 points, and I was scared to go back because they say I had to do an essay, and I have never written an essay that I can remember.
Yeah.
And I didn't go back. I went to cosmetology school because I want to be somebody different, you know?
Yes.
And I went, and when I said, I didn't know this was so hard, you know, but then it's 10 months of classes, and I had to do about the hair follicle, about the appendage of the skin, about everything. And the tests were so hard, but I always passed them.
That's true.
And when I finished the 10 months, I say, I'm going for my exam right away.
Oh, yes, indeed.
One time, 100 question, and I passed. You know, and I say, I'm so sorry I didn't go for nursing if I knew this was so hard. Anyway, I start having children, and I said this, I tell my kids, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. You know, I always try to push them. And thank God the three of them finished college and doing good. And I still wanted to, you know, be what I wanted to be.
Yes.
So, but, you know, I work in the shop and I do those things, but I wanted to do my own business, but I didn't have the money. So I go to Jamaica and I set up a business because it was easier to set up a business in Jamaica. But everyone I get to run the business, they take me down. They take me down. They take me down. So, but I lease a land, I put a building there, and I had to just sell out the stuff that was in the shop. It was a restaurant and wholesale. And I just rent out the wholesale and sell the goods. So now I'm still reaping, you know, the rent from the property, you know. But I always believe in pushing and pushing and pushing.
Push through.
And, you know, my kids, they say, you will help everybody else because you figure you send us to college and that's it. And you help the world and we'll forget about us. Because it's my desire to help and to help and to help. And they always say, you always overextend yourself, mommy. Sometimes I don't remember I made them a promise to do something for them because I make so many people promises, you know. But your speech this evening was so good.
Thank you
really
so much.
Touches me and it make me remember how hard I was trying. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. God bless.
God bless you, Queen Alberta. And don't worry, you still can live your dream with the vehicle that ONPASSIVE is given unto us, each and every one of us. So it ain't done.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Queen JW. Thank you, Queen Alberta. ONPASSIVE has you in the horizon. So don't even think twice. It shall happen. Thank you for believing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Queen Dr. Benny.
Queen Jackie is just smiling that I am here to scream. Oh my. Queen Jackie, let me just say, first of all, Queen Debbie, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts about Queen Jackie. But before I share my thoughts, I want to thank our Father for bringing you and I together. People may not know the importance of Jehovah God, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nissi, Jehovah Rapha. They don't know that. They don't know that God is the one controlling this company. He brought our CEO to all of us. He said, I want you to take over this company. Could you please do that? Then our CEO said, yes, sir. I accept. Either I do or I die. And you guys know he keeps talking about God. Those who never believe in God have no choice at this moment. That there is God. Because you are breathing, I am breathing as well. And people are out there fighting to pay for the air that you and I were breathing. So that's why I say whenever you wake up in the morning, please just say thank you. There is nothing else, right? He is holding this company. And we are going to fight and we're going to make it. Queen Jackie, astonishing, inspirational speech. Thank you so much about saying that believing in oneself. And I want to congratulate you with your GED, passing your GED.
Yes.
People don't understand when you have a high school, when you pass, when you're looking for a job in America, I've been here for long, you must have a high school diploma.
Yep.
By you passing your GED. Hey, do you know that I passed my own GED too?
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh, I did. No. I'm serious. Here.
Wow.
In Georges County.
Wow.
In Maryland. Yes, wow. I did. I passed my GED the first time.
Yes, indeed. Amazing.
My relative was shocked and was angry that I should have failed. But I did not fail because the Lord was with me. The Lord
Amen.
was with you. When you are
Yes.
determined to do anything in your life, just like our CEO did, right?
Yes.
You can do anything you want to do, and the
Yes,
Lord will
indeed.
be with you. I was
Yes,
determined,
indeed.
so you were determined as well. And it is
Yes.
about time for us to also encourage one another that, hey,
Yes.
you can do it. If I
Yes,
can do
indeed.
it, why not you, Queen Debbie? Eh? You
Why?
can do it, and I can do it. And Dr. Tanisha, I can do it. Oh, and then one thing you said that parents believe that their children will be much better than them. That is very true. Now, looking at what is happening at this moment, the digital, cloud computing, and the rest, they will know it more than you and I.
Yes, indeed.
So, I mean, I will be begging, say, please, can you show me something?
Me
Yes,
too.
and I want that God should be with them. And I think
Amen.
that all our children should know everything better than us.
Yes,
Anyway,
indeed. Amen.
thank you so much, Queen
You're
Jacqueline.
welcome. You're
I
welcome, Dr.
love you
Benny.
with all my heart, mind,
Love
and
you
soul.
too. Thank you. Thank you for always encouraging and always having a positive word. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
As always. And Queen JW, yes, I hear what Dr. Benny is saying, because I have spent the last 3 months working on a newsletter for my non-for-profit for water, and on Canva, learning from YouTube. And today I told my daughter, I said, baby, if you love me, I want you to finish this. I don't know how to get this. I don't know how. I said, Mom, it's 2 seconds. And she just touched 2-3 buttons. I said, what? Can you show me? She said, no, I don't have time for that. I'm on call. And she left. So I felt so helpless. So that's what technology has done for us. And what I knew is nothing close to what my grandmother or my parents knew. So we are on the same path. Nobody should feel guilty about that. If you have children, you have relatives who need your support, you have nieces and cousins who need your support, just know that they'll be better off than you. And even when I have neighbors ask me to watch their pets, what I used to know growing up about pets, I didn't sleep with them, no. But they're showing me certain things, and the food they eat is more expensive than my food. So I am learning. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the changes and the evolution of things. We respect everything and move forward with life. Thank you, Queen JW. Hello, we have Queen Rosanna.
Hello, hello, hello. Enough love, enough respect, enough peace, enough love. Hey, my brothers and sisters, queens and kings. Yes, JW, you nail it tonight. You nail it. I tell you, that is my same part that I walked through, JW. I did the same thing. I have children when I was a teenager. Then I, tried to go to college. When I started college, I was a wife, full-time mother, and full-time employment. And I'm wondering, oh, am I doing this? First of all, my GED, when I'm doing that also, girl, I took just a slice of pudding with me, and I had that slice of pudding just for my lunch break, and I went back to my class, and I passed my GED on my first go. I don't know how it happened, but it did, because I studied. And then I started college, and then, wow, that was the hardest part. At like the last 6 months in college, it's like I'm climbing a mountain. I almost be at the top. I look up and I look down. Lord, should I turn back or should I persevere? And boy, positive thinking help you to persevere. And that's what happened to me. And I have my degree now that no one can even
take away.
That I have a degree by persevering. Because
yes, indeed.
Class, most of the students fall out before graduation. But yes. I am one of the few who did graduated. Praise and glory to God,
Hallelujah.
Glory. And yes, you know, sometimes we have our struggles and we think it's we alone, but then when we hear someone else going through the same thing that we went through, then oh boy, praise
We can
be to
relate.
God that
Hallelujah.
all struggle through. We didn't stop, we didn't give up, we didn't look back, we didn't turn back. We just persevere.
Yes, indeed.
Climb that mountain, because in the literal world, if you're climbing a mountain, sometimes you're so tired.
Yes.
That you look up and you look down and you wonder, should I continue? Can I make it to the top? But when you persevere there, you are going to make it to the top. And that's the reason why God had put me into ONPASSIVE tonight.
Amen.
ONPASSIVE have lifted my self-esteem, and passive uplift my confidence, and passive uplift, you know, I can't tell you what it has not lifted with me.
Amen.
I could not speak to no one because, you know, I was so locked up, but ONPASSIVE helped me to get out of that shell, and that ONPASSIVE helped me to, you know, motivates me to keep going on at my age, because when I graduated college, I was a grandmother already. So don't get, you know, everything.
That's okay.
Life is attainable. You have to have either someone encouraging you and pushing you, or you have to have that willpower that I have to do it, and I have to finish this. And I did not have anyone to help me, you know, to push me and, you know, speak positive vibes in me. So only God knew what I had. So I had to do all of this for myself, for my children, for my grandchildren, and for my God. All right. You have a great job, and we are here reaping from what, you know, all of us have sown in our lives. All right. Have a blessed night now, my friend, my brothers and sisters. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Queen Rosanna. And just keep on pushing through, because you're in the right place and you're going to be in the best position ever in your entire life. So hang on in there.
Thank you, Queen JW. Okay. Over to you, Queen Kamla, and after that, it will be our guest speaker for the day. Queen Kamla, over to you.
Yes, Queen JW. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Whew. That was awesome. Outstanding. Thank you so much. It was so inspirational. And guess what? I can sum up what you have said in my own way in three steps. One, your inner self-motivation first. Because if you wait for someone to tell you what to do or how to do it, then you're never going to get to where you want to, or your God-given potential. Number two, you need that support family. Either your immediate family or with the circle where you interact. For us, we have found ONPASSIVE. How better else to help us also take that step forward? And then the third will be your Almighty God, because then you also need that connection to work with Him to be able to fulfill your potential. Here on earth, we are all passing, but we have a mission, or we are on a mission. And it is His mission for us. And so the fact that we have found ourselves here in ONPASSIVE is one of the ways that we are going to be able to fulfill that. So, oh my goodness, thank you. And then just to add, I can't even tell you that even if you came to this country without education, you had struggles, and you have a success story. Those of us who came already with even a little bit better, not where we want to, there were still hurdles. Because I can tell you, I came here with my first degree, right? But guess what happened? I needed to go and do something else. They call it reassessment, and your education is dropped to another level, and then you have to get into their own system. And then before you start going back upwards. And so it is never ever what you come here with. So for some reason, all of us get down to the same level, and then everybody starts going up, and then we each have our own stories.
Yes.
And so that is just so inspiring. You bringing out those memories. Thank you so much, Queen Jackie.
Thank you, Queen Kanla. Amazing. Thank you so much for your comment. I always appreciate you. May God continue to bless you.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We very much appreciate you. And this will be an awesome day. Thank you for the mindset, Queen JW. So we're moving to the next segment of our webinar. And the person who is going to speak to us today, it's the first time we're seeing him. And it's the first time he's talking to us. I mean, he usually comments on this forum, but it's the first time he's doing a presentation for us. His name is Joseph Ngunaba. And if everyone here knows who Dr. John Ajangwen is, they are neighbors from the same village. And I think I did hear that they also live in the state of New Jersey. And he's going to talk to us about how to keep your defense systems healthy as ONPASSIVE plans roll out. A little bit about, not a little bit, but a lot about our brother Joseph, who is always here with us. His background is in clinical compounding. He's a clinical compounding pharmacist, and he's owner of a personal business on how people can use food to get out of disease and start enjoying life. He also has a background in mortgages, life insurance, basically financial planning. He's also a mortgage consultant and a huge financial professional. Mr. Ngunaba, for those of you seeing him for the first time, I knew him when I did not even know that he was in America until 2 or 3 weeks ago. I knew him when I was a kid. I was a teenager at the time my mother died. He was teaching at a school, a technical school, where I was the bossa. I didn't go to secondary school. And I finished primary school when I was 11, and primary school used to be 7 years. So at 13, going on 14, I was teaching at that, he was a teacher at that school, and I was a bosser, meaning when parents come to pay the tuition, I was the one receiving the money. I write the receipts. I take the money to the bank. I deposit in the bank, and I bring the receipt back. I give it to the accountant. I was an assistant accountant who will file it and then pass the information over to the proprietor and all of that. So in a nutshell, I did that job and finally left to another one. And I had never seen him since I left, because he also left and went to other things, until a couple of weeks ago when I saw the name, and the last name is, I was a boss at this school, and said, I was a teacher at that school. Are you the one who used to work in the office? This is what I do now. And I said, oh, I see you in ONPASSIVE. Can you present? And the answer is now. So please, let's welcome my one and only brother, Mr. Joseph Ngunaba. Over to you, bro.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you for inviting them and speak here. Are you hearing me? Do you hear me?
You're broken.
Yes.
What's going on? We hear you, but you're breaking up.
Are you hearing me now?
We hear you, but you're breaking up. Do you have more than one device?
No. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, we hear you. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Sister Debbie. Thank you, Dr. Drake, for allowing me to speak here. Thank you, Dr. Patience and Dr. Jonah Jongwin. Thank you, Dr. Benny. I don't know where to start, but I have to start with the presentation on the Malaysia webinar, where Dr. Benny, first of all, came with
You might need to turn off your video because your audio is very choppy.
Say that again.
You might need to turn off your video because your audio is coming in very choppy.
Are you hearing me now?
A little better.
Is it clearer?
Yes.
Okay. Now I was going to do a presentation with a PowerPoint. So how do I do that now when the video is off?
No. It doesn't affect PowerPoint. Just share your screen. Share your screen and you'll be good to go.
Okay.
Just share your screen and you'll be good to go. We'll see the PowerPoint.
Okay. Okay. So thank you, Dr. Derek, for always being there for all of us. Thank you, Dr. Baby, for always talking about God. And thank you, Sister Debbie, for inviting me. I thank Dr. Benny again because she talked about God, that God is the one who owns ONPASSIVE. And it's also God who owns all of us. So let me share my screen.
You have to unmute yourself, Joseph. We're not hearing you now.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
I think what I'll do, I'll use my phone for the voice, and then I'll do my presentation. Is that possible now?
You can proceed right now. And
okay.
Yes.
However you have it right now is good now.
Okay.
So share back your presentation. However you have it now, when you were sharing your presentation was all good. Yeah, but you mute yourself again. Unmute yourself now, and you'll be good. Unmute yourself. All right, you are good now. Go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying that it's God who owns all of us. And just like Dr. Debbie said, God gave this purpose to our CEO, and our CEO invited all of us. And the reason is for us to correct corruption in the world. We have to correct corruption in the world by correcting ourselves, corruption in ourselves also. And that is why I am coming in to see if we can look into our own selves and see where we need to correct in order to be able to correct the corruption of the world. And that is in the area of healthy living. So, God created all human beings. When I talk of God, I mean the God who did the creation. So God created all human beings. And he created man from the dust of the earth. This means that man is connected to the natural world and that he is part of the same ecosystem as the bacteria, the viruses, and the fungi that live in the dust. Some of these microbes are harmful to humans and can cause diseases. Others are beneficial to humans and help us to digest our food, produce vitamins, and fight off infections. Because of the harmful microbes which are all around man, God put in each human being, the human body, defense systems to enable man to live healthy. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So before that, God gave instructions of food to man. Man has to eat to survive. So God gave to man plants, seeds, nuts, grains, tubers, and leaves as food. And this, you can find it, God said in Genesis 1:29, that you see, I've given you all the plants that bear seeds and plants that bear fruits with seeds all over the earth. They are all over the earth. It's not only in certain places. So we find this food that I'm going to talk of in nearly all parts of the world. God also warned man. He said, if you obey my voice and keep all my laws, I will take away all diseases from among you. Man continued to disobey God, and so it is that we are today. God again, through the wisest king that ever lived, Solomon, instructed mankind that we should always observe carefully what is before us and put a knife to our throats if we are given to appetite. That is, if you find food, all the type of food that is in front of you, you consider it first. It says, do not desire the delicacies, for they are all deceptive food. So, I asked the question and I tried to find out certain statistics, and I found out world statistics of the causes of death in 2022. We have heart diseases first, stroke, chronic or COPD, lower respiratory infections, cancers, diabetes, road accidents or injuries, Alzheimer and dementia, suicide, tuberculosis. We see that all of these deaths because man has continually disobeyed God's laws and word. Brand ambassadors, let us correct the corruption starting with our bodies. There is no way we can correct the corruption if we are disobeying God's word and God's laws. So why do we eat? God asked us to eat, and he showed us the food that we should eat. And he also in Genesis 1:30 says, all what he created, he saw it was very good, including the plants, the food that he asked man to eat. So there are many answers to this question. Some people say to provide energy, others say to build and repair tissues, others say to regulate body functions, others say to maintain a healthy weight, others say to satisfy hunger, others say to enjoy the taste of food, and others say to celebrate food, that is, in occasions. All of these are correct in one way or the other. The only question we ask ourselves, what type of foods are we eating? What are we eating? Are we eating following the laws and conditions that God gave us? Because if we are not following that, then we are inviting trouble to us, because God told us that if we do not respect this, then the diseases will come to us. So let's continue. God put in man hidden defense systems, and we are going to discuss on these hidden defense systems and the different foods that we can eat to support these defense systems in order to stay healthy. The first is the circulatory system, which is also called angiogenesis. This system is responsible for delivering oxygen and nutrients to all parts of the body and for removing waste products from the body. Angiogenesis is the process of forming new blood vessels, and it is important for healing of wounds and tissue repairs. Angiogenesis starts when the egg is fertilized in the woman's womb. The first thing is the blood vessels are formed for blood to start circulating to all the organs that are going to be formed in man or in the human being. So the angiogenesis is for all the new blood vessels that are formed by the circulatory system. And then there is an anti-angiogenesis. This is the inhibition of angiogenesis. It is potential treatment for cancer and other diseases under study. This, I will tell you, there are a lot of medications, drugs that are already out, which are using this angiogenesis. And these medications are already being used. What do they do? They help to inhibit the growth of blood vessels that are being sent to tumors or to cancer cells. So there are numbers of foodstuffs that have been shown to have antigenesis properties. These include onions, garlic, leeks, broccoli, cabbage, green tea, flaxseed, berries, tomatoes, dark chocolate. These also include exercises. We have to do regular exercising. We have to have good sleep. We also have to manage our stress, especially. We have to forgive people who have wronged us. And we have to avoid smoking and excessive alcohol. The second defense system that God gave us is called regeneration or stem cells defense system. This stem cell defense system is responsible for replenishing damaged or lost cells. Stem cells are undifferentiated cells that can give rise to specialized cells such as blood cells, skin cells, and muscle cells. So these cells are regenerated every day in our bodies. The stem cells maintain repair and regenerate throughout our lives. Some foods that support the stem cells defense system are dark chocolate, green tea, and black tea. We have foods like purple potatoes. Potatoes will kill deadly stem cells that can spark the growth of cancer cells. These purple potatoes, we find them in the grocery stores, but sometimes we don't actually take that to mean. But they are very useful as stem cells are concerned. What I am trying to give, these foodstuffs that I'm giving you, they are all things that we are using. These are all the things we'll make our list and we'll go to the grocery stores to buy them. But most of them are not organic. We have to look for where we can get them organic and non-GMO. The next one is body ecosystem or the microbiome. The body ecosystem or microbiome, this system is made up of trillions of microbes that live on and in our bodies. I told you, God created us just with the bacteria, viruses, and fungi. If you take your hand into a microscope, you will see what it is, what is on your hand, and you may not want to put it in your mouth. Just the same as if you take a plate of food that you are eating and you show it to the microscope, you may find things that you will not want to. But God made it possible that we can take these things, and with the aid of what we are learning and taking like food, the immune system will kill them. So these microbes play a vital role in our health by helping to digest our food, produce vitamins, and fight infections. Not only do these trillions of microbes produce health-supporting metabolites from the food we eat, but they control our immune system and influence the angiogenesis defense systems. We can boost this microbiome defense systems with prebiotics. And prebiotics are ingredients that we eat that feed the good bacteria in our guts. And we can also provide ourselves with probiotics. Probiotics are microorganisms which are similar to the beneficial bacteria that naturally live in our guts. Good sources of probiotics include yogurt or fermented food in general. We can also buy the lactobacillus probiotics from a verified manufacturer to enhance our guts. Eating food that increase the gut's mucus, like cranberries or pomegranates, help the Akkermansia bacteria which grows in our guts. I emphasize on this one because Akkermansia bacteria that grows in our guts, we cannot get it from any other source. It grows by itself when the area of the gut is comfortable for it to grow. And the plants or the food that will let us get that environment comfortable for the Akkermansia bacteria to grow is when we take cranberries or pomegranates. And one thing with this particular bacteria is that it is easily wiped out by antibiotics. So when you take antibiotics, it clears it up, and you cannot replace it by any other thing but by making the environment comfortable for it to grow. Then still in the same area, we need to take a lot of fiber, and the fiber that we have to take comes from fruits, vegetables, whole grains. The next one, defense system, is our DNA. Our DNA is our genetic blueprint, but it is also designed to be a defense system. DNA has surprising repair mechanisms that protect us against damage caused by solar radiation. Talking of radiation, one area that I have to let us know very well is the microwave brings a lot of radiation to us, especially when you are warming something, or some people even cook in the microwave. When you open it, when it has not stopped, you inhale a lot of that radiation. You get a lot of it. Household chemicals, stress, compromised sleep, and poor diet. So DNA is important for preventing cancers and other diseases. Foods that support our DNA defense system include leafy greens, vegetables, citrus fruits and beans, berries and tomatoes, carrots, sweet potatoes, and spinach. And then the last defense system is the immune system. This system is responsible for fighting off infections. This is the warrior in our body. This is we call it the soldier of the body. The immune system has two main branches: the innate immune system and the adaptive immune system. The innate immune system is the body's first line of defense, and it is made up of physical barriers such as the skin, and the chemical defenses such as the tears and the saliva. The adaptive immune system is activated when the innate immune system fails to stop an infection. The adaptive immune system is more specific than the innate immune system, and it can remember specific infections so that it can fight them off once they reoccur. And the foods that support this immune system has to do with foods that contain zinc and iron, and mostly come from clean seafood. That when I say clean seafood, you have to go back to the manual of creation, God's word, to see what we call clean seafood. Beans, fruits, berries, and tomatoes. These five systems work together to protect the body from infections, disease, and injury. When these systems work properly, they can keep us healthy and prevent us from getting sick. However, sometimes these systems can be overwhelmed, and this can lead to illness. How are they overwhelmed? They are overwhelmed by us disobeying the rules. Am I saying that we should not eat what we are eating? This is not a diet that God gave us. God gave us food. Am I saying we should not have diets? If people are following their diets, I will still say go ahead. But the main thing of this presentation is for us to know, when we are going to do our shopping, we should first of all ask ourselves, what am I going through? For example, there are a lot of times that people, they go to bed, they wake up in the morning very tired, the body is aching here and there, maybe because of work that you did the previous days. And a lot of those people, what do they need necessarily? Water. I tell them, drink a glass of water every hour for 2 days, and then you see what will happen. And when they do that, you find that they get back their health. So what am I saying? We should drink a lot of water. We should also drink tea, either green tea or black tea, whichever you want. We should also drink a lot of, we should also drink chocolate. If you want to drink juice, please buy your fruits, juice them by yourself, and drink. Don't buy anything that is already juiced or sodas or whatever thing, because they have all the sweetenings, they have all the preservatives, and they have a lot of sugar in it, which the body does not need. So I think if we start with this to correct the corruptions that we have been having in our systems, it will also lead us to fight the corruption that is outside, because we will know what to give to somebody who is hungry. And we will also by that help to fight the corruption, as our CEO has indicated in his calling. I think this was of use to you, and I think we will abide to it. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Brother Joseph. We appreciate that. About the immune system. Boy, have I learned so much that I didn't know about myself. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, if we have to be ready to see what's coming up in the ONPASSIVE journey, which we are in, don't you want to be healthy to get to that stage? I think we are, right? We all are. And we're so honored that in our midst, we have wonderful and outstanding global ambassadors with the knowledge regarding how we should remain healthy in our midst, and they are out there to share with us. And we have all our global ambassadors from every corner of the earth here just to listen to that. We are honorably blessed. All right, I'm not going to run my mouth. At this stage, I'll call on Queen Dr. Benny. Here she is looking at me, winking at me. I love your beautiful ponytails, Dr. Benny. The microphone is yours, Dr. Benny. Welcome, Sister Mary Chen. Welcome.
All right. Thank you so much. Hey, Brother Joseph. Oh, I would say what? A remarkable presentation. Thank you so much. I learned. But before I proceed, let me go straight to Dr. T. Please, Dr. T, unmute yourself and share us your excitement, or well, there's no wrinkles you have.
Yes. Very informative, very, very informative. I have a question about the water. For years, I've been hearing that the alkaline water is best for you. You talked about drinking water every hour for 2 days to clean your body out and to be healthy again if you're having some, I guess, inflammation or things like that. But what about the alkaline water, sir?
As concerns alkaline water, most of that is water that is, if you test water, the alkaline water has its own reading. When water which is running water, that God made it to run, if you test it also, it will also give you a reading which is equivalent or above that of the alkaline. I will prefer people to take natural water than alkaline water. First of all, when you take alkaline into your system, it goes into your stomach where there is acid. The acid in your stomach is very strong. It's 2.5. So the alkaline water, if you take natural water, it's only good to have a good source of water, spring water or water which is well filtered. That is, I would prefer that one.
Okay, that's what I drink spring water. What about the purified water? Is that okay? Purified water? I drink spring water. No,
well,
no,
purified water, it depends on who purifies it.
Okay.
It depends on who purifies it. It depends on the instrument that you are using to purify it. So when I say purify water and you go and buy purified water in the market, the heart of man is very wicked. And they are looking for money. They don't care. I lived in an apartment somewhere in Maryland, and this guy was bottling water in his apartment, and he will go and put it in the fridge, and he sells it on the street side. So you may buy it with the labels written purified, but you don't know what you are buying. One thing I might ask is, if you can buy your own filter in order to know the type of water you are drinking. When you buy your filter, you first of all get the water from it, test it. If it is okay, that is preferable than buying the water purified. Spring water, I think I can stand by it because I've tested it and it's good.
Okay.
But it also depends on where. Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. If I could add to that conversation, when you go to the hospital, the first thing, or one of the first thing that they test for is your pH balance. pH balance. And of course, because we drink a lot of soda, because we drink a lot of juices that sells in the supermarket or the store, and as King Joseph just said, which I agree, if you are going to drink, please to drink the one that you made. So buy a fruit and blend it and you're good to go. But your pH, and yes, your stomach is going to be more alkaline, more acidic than alkaline because of your intake of juices and sodas and all of those corrupted things. Now, how do you know? When you pee, the clearer your pee or your urine is, the better your body is. So the more clearer, it is letting you know that your level of alkalinity is above 5 and you actually want to get it a little above 7. Now, when you talk about spring water or purified water or all of those bottled water that is sold in the store, what you're going to find is that when they run it through the filter, think about it. When they run it through the filter don't know what is bad and what is good. So the filter is going to filter everything, bad and good. So what you're getting in majority of bottled water, what you're getting is empty water, no value.
Wow.
Your body needs value. It needs nutrients. That's what your body needs. So there are a few companies that rehydrate or drink a lot of acid. Then yes, your body is going to be more acidic. And you don't want your body to be more acidic because disease thrives in acidity. So the more alkalinity you have in your body is the better for your body to heal. All right, so alkaline is very important. Alkaline is very, very important. Because the more alkalinity that you have in your body is the quicker your body will heal. So take that into check. Number two.
So okay, all right.
Sorry, number two. That is why the best you can do at the time, and that is where prayer now and trusting God comes in. Because if you are living in a situation where it is impossible for you to get your water at the proper alkalinity to consume, it is suggested that you squeeze a lemon or squeeze a lime in your water. You know, cut a lemon or cut a lime and squeeze it in there before you drink. No sugar, no anything, just lemon or lime in your water and you're good to go. All right? So that would be the recommendation that I would actually make. Thank you.
So Dr. Derek, when you buy the alkaline water, what should be the pH level? It should be, you said above 5 when you go and buy it in the store? What should be the level?
At least, well, 7.5 is safe, but a lot of people actually go up to 9 and 9.5. You know, it might not be very safe at that level, but 7.5 is a good place to be.
Okay.
That's a good place to be. 7.5. All
okay.
right. But if you are no, well, that all depends, you know, because each situation is a little different. So it kind of little depends on your intake, especially of soda. Soda is a diuretic, right? And so even though you think you are quenching your thirst, you are not. And that is why the more soda you drink, you still feel thirsty, your belly puffy, and you can't drink anymore. But you did not quench the thirst. All right? Because actually soda dries out your body. It brings you into a more dehydration than anything. And when you're thirsty, what you really want to do is hydrate your body. And a lot of these bottled water, one of the nutrients that is very important that the filter sometimes filters out, it is hydrogen. And so there's no hydrogen in the water, even though it is water. Right? that sounds a little complicated, but yes. And so when you filter, you have to now add back these nutrients that you filter out, because as I said, the filter don't know whether it's good or it's bad. All right. So whatever is in the bottle, whatever from once it's in the bottle, best that you either squeeze a lemon or a lime or whatever. But yes, the river water, or if you're talking about the spring water, that you actually have a spring in your backyard coming from out of the rocks, and it is springing up, not a well, but a spring. Different thing we're talking about. Now, if you can get that original spring coming out of the rock, then fine. That would be, if that is the spring that that King Joseph is talking about, definitely thumbs up. But if it is spring bottled water, no, not at all. Get your pH tester. Purchase your pH tester. It's very reasonable, very cost effective. Purchase a pH tester and test your bottled water. Test your pipe water. Test water. The better quality of water is the better for your body. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay.
Oh, great. Dr. T, you done?
I had one more thing. Okay, you said about the bottled water. Is there 16-ounce bottled water and squeeze one lemon, whole lemon, Dr. Derek? 16-ounce bottle of water?
Yes. But
Okay.
you do the whole lemon, you know. One whole
So one
lemon.
whole lemon. Okay,
or one whole
lemon.
lime, whichever one.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So you cut it in half and squeeze the two half them in there.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. I'm finished, Dr. Benny. Thank you.
Wow.
One
Okay,
thing I may
proceed, please.
add. One thing I may add to what Dr. Derek is saying.
Yes, please.
If you are squeezing your lemon in your water, you should understand that lemon is has a lot of vitamin C, and you can drink that water before about an hour before you go to sleep. So you should drink it up to an hour before you go to sleep. If you drink it up to the time you are going to bed, vitamin C will not allow you to sleep well.
All right.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow, Brother Joseph, this topic is really important, and it's really good for each and everyone. Our body is important. The food or the drinks or the water that we're drinking to nourish our body is very important. Thank you for bringing this topic. I sure have some questions, but let me proceed with Queen Evelyn Jenkins. Please unmute yourself and share us your excitement about this topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, King Joseph. Amazing presentation, and Dr. Derek, and thank you for your input also. And we also have to be willing to change our diets, because if we don't change the diet, we're at a loss. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Most of the foods that I mentioned, what I prefer people to do is, if you are eating during the day, you make sure you have a kiwi. If you don't have a kiwi, you can take olive or olive oil, or you can take you can use green tea or black tea. But make sure you have all of those foods that I mentioned. There are a lot of other foods that have the same effect, but I'm just giving you those that are quickly we can quickly get. But nearly everything, even walnuts, are very good for omega-3 and all those things. So if you take just 3 omega-3s a day, you are working so much on your DNA. So that is the addition I wanted to say. It's not like go on a strict diet per se, but what I will tell you is eliminate all the food like flours which stay in the store, white flour and all those. If you have to make your own flour, you have to make your own bread, or you have to know what sauce you have to get those things. That is very important in life. I, in particular, I when I want to make flour, I grind my own flour. Either I have the wheat, or I have the corn, or I have any, and I grind it myself. I know what I am eating. I know what I am putting in me. And it's the same thing I am thinking that all of us should practice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. We focus too much on dieting.
I don't mean diet.
I
mean change the. Because some people still they go to McDonald's.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And they still go to McDonald's.
But it's still a part of dieting. A lot of people focus on dieting. It's not a matter of dieting. It's a matter of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Now, when you turn these things into a lifestyle, right, which means you make the right choices, and that is what we are not doing. The first thing in creation health is the choices that we make. Now, you wake up in the morning and you eat one egg, right? Or sometimes you do 2. because you're making an omelette. So you maybe do 2 or 3. Now right away, what you're doing is eating 3 chicken or 2 chicken, 2 whole of chicken, really and truly, right? The less animal stuff that you can consume, the better for you. Watch my breakfast now. My breakfast is a handful of nuts, and when you do a handful of nuts, your palm must face down. So it's not a handful of nut with it piling up in the air. It's a handful of nut so that nothing don't fall. Right? So I do mixed nut. So it's almond, cashew, Brazilian, walnut, as much nuts that I can find, and that is in the blender. Then I put my berry family, my blackberry, blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, gooseberry, all the berries that I can find, and I throw it in the blender. Then you can get almond, because if you want a milk base, please don't consume cow milk, because watch this now. Out of fiend, no other animal go and suck the mother breast, but yet still we going to suck the cow breast. That don't make no sense, And so when we get flu and we get cold and we have nose knot and and we have allergies, and then we go to the hospital and the doctor give you a pill and you pop the pills, and the situation is worse, or those pills cause more complication, and so the cycle just go around and round and round and round. No sense. Don't make no sense. Please stop consuming dairy. Stop consuming dairy. The big old heavy greyback cow, him don't consume no dairy, but yet still nothing is wrong with his bones. But the advertisement and the dairy industry want you to believe that if you don't consume milk, it's all about advertisement. And so the advertisement play with your mind, prevent osteoporosis. Drink a lot of milk, and we just suck it up and suck it in, and we are where we are today. If you're desperate for milk, get some almond, soak it overnight in some water, blend it, and when you blend that, it white like chalk. I don't know how the brown almond turn white. I don't know. It still baffles me even today. So if you have to consume something white to mix with your cereal, I don't know why you're consuming cereal. That is a sugar and foolishness and preservative and coloring. Drink a smoothie with some nice berry family to get your vitamin B12 and to get your antioxidants. Berries. Drink that in the morning, and that is, I drink that in the morning, and that is breakfast. Breakfast. And then, in the midday or, close to midday or, in that time, and then I either might drink some porridge, or might eat some lentil and plantain and Irish potato, and no, I don't eat no burger. No burger. All right? Please. It has to be a lifestyle. I do not use sugar. I don't ever buy sugar. If I want something sweet, then I put some dates, blend it, and use it. That's my sweetener, dates. pitted dates. That's my sweetener. I do not use sugar. I do not use honey unless I find a beekeeper and go straight to the beekeeper, and with my glass buckle, not plastic buckle, with my glass buckle, and him full it up, I pay him, and I say thank you till next time, right? We have to take care of our body. Make the right choices. Very important. Since 1998 until now, no flu, no allergy. Actually, I used to have asthma. No asthma. Nothing. All right? Nothing. So I am not talking about Bible days. I am talking about right now. Okay? It's a lifestyle. I don't fry food. If I need something in that way, like my plantain sometime, because to boil plantain every time, then I put it in an air fryer. I don't use microwave. I don't even have a microwave. I put it in an air fryer. And that is what I use. All right? Please, if you have to fry, use coconut oil. Use coconut oil, not olive oil, not vegetable oil, no. Coconut oil to fry if you have to fry, or buy yourself an air fryer. It's better. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll throw something into the honey, Dr. Derek. We should know that a teaspoon of sugar weight is 4 grams, and a teaspoon of honey is 6 grams. So when we are using honey, we should also know the grams that we are putting. That's just all. Thank you.
Wow. I love honey, and now you don't want me to take honey.
I didn't say you shouldn't take it. I just said know the quantity you are taking.
Okay.
Even the Bible says that. Don't take a lot of honey because it can make you vomit. That is Proverbs. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Gee, thank you. All right. I'm going to hand this over to Sister Kamla. Could you please proceed?
Yes. Thank you, Queen Dr. Benny. Thank you, our presenter, King Dr. Joseph. Much appreciate everything you've said. It is so useful, and we are going to try to put it into practice, especially me. Thank you for reinforcing the lemon and water. I have been doing that now for a couple of months, and I can testify that yes, it works really well. Very, very well. Early in the morning, during the day, and in the evening. It has worked well for me, so yes. At this time, yes.
Honestly speaking, it is best to do fruits in the morning and vegetable in the evening. And the last meal that you should have, the last food or the last consuming of heavy meal, apart from just plain water or maybe a tea, 6 o'clock, 6:30 should be the cutoff point, so that by 9, 10 o'clock, when you should be going to your bed,
right,
10:30 latest, should be going to your bed, you shouldn't be consuming anything after 6. 6 should be your cutoff. 6:30 should be our cutoff point for consuming any major food. Okay?
Absolutely.
Remember that. So, but vegetable is best in the evening. So I would like blend my carrot, cucumber, and beetroot.
Right.
And I consume that in the evening, and then maybe midday I would eat my one cooked meal, which is which is including vegetable salad. So half your plate, and this is how you should eat cooked food. Half your plate should be vegetable. Raw, not cooked, raw vegetable. Half of your plate, or half of what you're going to consume. And then the quarter of the other half should be your staple, whether your rice or your mashed potatoes or Irish potato, we call it, your plantain, you know, those kind of things, your yam, your banana, those kind of things, which Americans don't eat. Actually, they don't eat. They eat waffles and foolish. Anyway, that's another story. and then the other quarter of your plate, or the other quarter of what you're consuming, is your protein, right? Which is your lentil,
Yes.
you know, what have you. All right. So that is all the layout. That should be the layout on your plate when you're consuming cooked food. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, I have one follow-up question, Dr. Derek. We talked about drinking the water. Drinking water, I drink warm water. Now, I know not everybody drinks warm water, so how would you, can you say something about warm water as well? Because I have learned that it is equally healthy to drink.
As long as you're not doing it regularly, if it's just maybe one time. And when we talk about warm, really, it's supposed to be not above your body temperature, right?
That's right.
Your body temperature is what, 89 or 90?
89.9.
89.9, right? 89. So yeah, you can maybe do 90, you know, a little bit more warmer for the first one with a little lime in it, the first one, and then you maybe drink some orange juice if you're squeezing it from the orange, not the one that you buy in the store, because the one that you buy in the store is just sugar, coloring, and flavor. That's it. And of course you have to put in preservative in order to preserve it on the shelf for 3 weeks before you come and buy it. Oh, sorry, and 2 weeks traveling from wherever down Florida, where it coming from, to get to your shelf, right? So at least 2 months, and then maybe another month, so maybe 3 months of preservative, you know, so that it give it the shelf life to when you purchase it, and you have to keep it a little while in your fridge, right? So you don't want all of that in your system, because your body does not know what those things are. Your body only know what nutrients that it need to thrive, right? So that is what your body look for, nutrients. And when it doesn't find nutrients, then what it does is that it push it off into your joints, push it off into your gallstone, and create gallstone, because it doesn't know what it is, especially things like black pepper and all these weird things that the body don't have a clue what they are. You know, that's why you have gallstone, right? So you're just doing a lot of bad to your body. And God's simple plan for our life is Genesis 1:29. Nuts, grains, fruits. That's it. And vegetable. That's it. It's very simple. And water. That's it. We saw the tests by Ananiah, Azariah, and Mishael, and they were 10 times better, 10 times faster, 10 times more healthier than the king's you know, prized warriors. So just be simple, especially when it comes on to God's way. God's way is always simple. Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Derek. Thank you. Much appreciated. King Brand Ambassador Mumudu. Please unmute yourself and share with us your comments or your question.
Yes, Sister Kanla. Good evening, and good evening, Dr. David and Brother John. Good evening to you all. You know, Sister Kanla, you just took my question that I wanted to ask. But since my hand is up, I just want to thank Brother John for his presentation, because the question I was
It's Joseph.
about to
Joseph.
ask, yeah,
Joseph.
yes, thank you for your correction. The question I was thinking of asking is, you know, out of abundance of caution, since 2019, the inception of COVID, I stopped drinking all sorts of water. So any water I want to drink, I make sure I warm it. You know, in me, I say if I warm it, whatever bacteria or germs in it will be killed. So since then, I've been drinking warm water. Even I'm at home, I always warm my water to make sure that, you know, I drink pure water. So when this topic was, so that what came to my mind to ask, but Sister Kanla just asked it. So I said, well, let me just raise it here. Is warm water is good for you?
Well, as I said, if you're drinking it, as I said,
that continuously. I stopped drinking regular or cold water since 2019.
right. As I was saying, the warm water is just a one time for the day. It's not something that you must drink every time you're drinking water.
Oh my
as
God!
long as the water is room temperature, you're good to go. Because from once you put heat, listen carefully. From once you put heat to anything, it is going to start to kill life. From once you put heat to anything, you're going to start to kill life. Because life is really what you want. Right? It takes life to feed life. Let me say that again. It takes life to feed life. And the same way, if you were to put yourself in a fire or in a pot and crank up the heat a little bit in there, right? You might not be able to survive. So it's the same thing with the food. If you crank up the heat in with the food, you might not be able to survive. It will not be able to survive, right? So let us think on that. If you're doing it the first thing in the morning with just as I said, maybe 90, right? Your body temperature is 89. So if it come up to about a 90, 95, fine, right? And you squeeze your lemon in there, fine. But though it's not to say like how people drink tea or coffee right through the whole day. It's not, because look, watch this now. Let me bring this to your purview. When you consume things that are too hot or too cold, too hot or too cold, what you're doing actually, right? What you're doing actually is giving your body more work, because your body has to bring it to body temperature before it can consume it. I mean, before it can absorb it is the right word. Before your body can absorb any food, it has to be body temperature. So if people have to have ice, a whole pack of ice in them liquor drink, right, and all of that, or them have to have them tea or them coffee hot before they can drink it. You're creating a very, very impossible type of environment for your body, because as I said, your body has to bring it to body temperature before it can absorb it and digest it. All right, remember that. So room temperature water, and if you have to cook, you make sure your food cool right down to room temperature or close to room temperature before you consume it, please. All right. Amen. Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
We appreciate you, Dr. D. Thank you. At this time, I would like to call on Brand Ambassador Amimbola. Please unmute yourself and share with us your question or your comments.
Thank you very much.
I hope I did not mispronounce your name.
Bimbola.
Okay, thank you. Proceed.
Thank you very much. This topic, in fact, this topic, I really enjoyed it. In fact, it's my own topic. Anything hard. So currently, I wake up late. I wake up at 2:03 a.m. You know, the topic was so interesting, but I enjoyed the analysis being made by, I missed the lecture rather, but the little I heard from Dr. Derek is so marvelous. The little I heard, in fact, I've digested it. But I want to ask a question about adding lime. You know, I think, lime is acidic. What of those patients with ulcer, when you add lime, won't it affect the system, especially those having gastric ulcer? Hello?
No. What you need to know about ulcer is, one, when you try to starve your body, people, they're not eating because, they're not eating because, they're not eating because, whatever the because is. After a while, what your body is going to do, because remember, your body needs nutrients. That's the bottom line, Your body needs nutrients. And so your body is going to look at the walls of your stomach and, slowly eat away on it. The next way is especially people that chew bubble gum or chewing gum or Wrigley's, whatever it is that you chew on, and you just chew for hours. Now, there's nothing coming down but just some little saliva, but you are activating your digestive system because digestion starts in the mouth. So when the body is registering you doing this excessive chewing, then your body sends a message to your stomach system saying that food is on its way. Your digestive juices start to secrete in your stomach, waiting for this food that is not coming down, and it's there waiting and waiting and still waiting. So it feeds on your stomach wall. So it starts to leave a hole in your stomach wall, and of course you go to your doctor, and your doctor say, oh my goodness, you have an ulcer. And so what we need to do is you need to drink milk and pop these 2 pills, how much in the morning and how much in the evening, etc., etc. But what the milk does, especially cow milk, it has what is known as casein. Casein is a kind of glue product, and that is why, but it's good for the cow because it's made for the cow, because their their level is much higher than human beings, and that is why even the advertisement said breast is best, but we're talking about mother's breast, that is in your animal category. So when you consume this milk, it forms a coating. The problem is still there, but what it does is form a coating over that stomach wall so that it kind of hide the damaged part of your stomach, and so you feel relief and you feel, you know, good to go. And of course the pill them that you pop help you with pain or whatever it's supposed to help you with. All right, to prevent that, and that is why, you know, I am more prevent than cure. Stop consuming dairy, milk, cheese, chocolate, butter, all of these, you know, foolishness, because you're just causing more problem in your body than anything else. Your body does not need dairy. Let me say that again. Your body, after you have been weaned from your mother's breast, your body does not need dairy. It needs nuts, grains, fruits, vegetable, as according to the manual prescribed. Just like when you buy a car, Mr. Ford give you a manual with the car. Mr. Porsche give you a manual. Mr. Ferrari give you a manual. Everybody give you a manual for the car. And just like how you would not put kerosene oil in your gas tank, why you putting kerosene oil type of food in your body? Don't make any sense. Let us really stop and recognize that God's way is the best way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You are muted, Kanla. You are muted.
Oh, thank you, Dr. D. Brand Ambassador Patrice Polion, please unmute yourself and ask your question or share with us your comments.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you
evening.
for giving me a chance to speak on this platform. I'm also well versed in holistics, and piggybacking on what Dr. Derek said, instead of using Pepto-Bismol, milk, and all of those things that only cover the situation, it is best that you get papaya, ripe papaya, and the heart of the aloes. You clean the heart of the aloes off good, and you put them in the blender and blend it. And every morning, to treat ulcers, every morning you drink a shot glass full on an empty stomach. And within no time, you will get rid of those ulcers. That's why God said herbs is for the healing of the nation. But we have to know which ones to put together.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That is 100% on point. Thank you very much. I forget that part of it, because yes, the original diet. Let me just backtrack a little and give you the little history. The original diet that Adam and Eve was given, actually, well, Adam was given actually, was in, and this is Genesis 1:29, is nuts, grains, fruit, and the tree of life. Remember, they used to eat from the tree of life. So that was the original diet. And animals like the lion and tiger and goat and cow and all animals used to actually eat vegetable. Genesis 3, sin came into the picture, and of course, God run them out of the garden. So the tree of life was taken away, and so vegetable was now added to man's diet because of the healing that, that we need, because we're not going to be eating from the tree of life anymore, and so therefore the vegetable is what heals us. That is what heals us. The green leafy vegetables, and of course aloe vera is a green leafy vegetable, right? Yes, that's it. And then papaya is the fruit part of it, right? So fruit and vegetable. But it's best that I find that you eat fruits in the morning section and vegetable in the afternoon till late afternoon section, right? And so yes, that is how the manual prescribes it. All right, so let us use it. Let us use what God prescribed for us, and we will recognize that we will live better, we will feel better, we will feel better, we will have more energy, we will have more strength, right? You know, when I was 20 years of age, 19 years of age, I would struggle to give you 20 push-up. Struggle. It's a little struggle, right? And now I easily bounce off 50. Yes, I did say 50, right? I did say 50. Yes, I bounce off 50 push-ups with ease, right? So
Wow.
it gives more energy, I'm telling you. All right, God's way, it's more fuel, the fuel for the body. You see, we're just looking at what we desire. Oh, that piece of steak look nice. Woo! Woo! And so, you know, because it's pleasing to the eye and it activates the taste buds. So, you know, that's where we go. But we have to choose to retrain our taste buds. And I tell you, it will pay off in the long run if you stick to the course of the proper lifestyle. And that is why it's a lifestyle. It's not going into dieting and going into these programs. Everything, exercise, 15-20 minutes at least 5 times a day. Don't need to go to the gym for 3 hours and 2 hours. That don't make no sense. 2 hours of your day gone. Where? At the gym. No. 15-20 minutes right there at your house, right at your yard, right in your bedroom or on the porch. Get some good oxygen flowing, and you drop and give your 20 push-up, and you do 3 sets, and you do your planking, you do your little skipping, and you're good to go. That's it, my brother and sisters. That is it. A little skipping or jump rope, as some may call it. A little jump rope, a little push-up, a little sit-up, and a little planking. 15-20 minutes, done. Take a shower and go do your daily thing. You do that, and you cut out this whole heap of flesh and all of that, and start to kind of train yourself, retrain yourself, reprogram yourself, reset the computer on your body. And you do that for 3 months. Do that for 3 months. And I tell you, you feel totally different. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. That is amazing. Thank you, Dr. T. We appreciate your question, Brand Ambassador Patrice. All right. Looks like we are all done with questions. I am looking at the chat and we do not have any more questions at the chat either. So we can go to the next agenda item. Over to our moderator, Queen Sister Debbie. Over to you.
Thank you, Queen Sister Kanla. We want to thank everyone who has raised questions today and our presenter. And at this stage, we're going to say goodbye to our YouTube viewers. We appreciate you. We enjoyed having you.